Hi, my name is Persephone, and this is Persephone's Board Game Reviews. Today, I'm going to be reviewing two games, Tsuro and Indigo. So these are similar games. They're both simple tile laying games, and they're both known for their beautiful presentation. The major difference in my mind between Indigo and Tsuro is that Indigo I love, and I'm very happy I bought it, and Tsuro I hate, and I wish I never played it. But that said, I'm not surprised that Tsuro is popular. For one thing, it was on Will Wheaton's show, and it's cheap, and people think it's beautiful. I can picture parents going to the board game store. They don't know that much about board games, but then they see Tsuro, they think it's pretty, they see that it's cheap, and they buy it as a gift. That makes sense to me. And when you open Tsuro, it's got a cool presentation. You pull out the rules, and it looks like this little scroll, and it's got a little bit of a flavor text for you. It starts with, "The dragon and the phoenix stands as legendary gardens over the blah blah blah," who cares? But it is funny to pull the game out on someone who's never played this game before and say, "Hey, let me read the rules to you really quick because it's simple." And then you just read them all that garbage and they hate it. I love doing that to people. But let's take a look at the game. Yeah, this game is very pretty when it's all set up, and it looks like it's going to be fun. I love tile placing games, but I hate Tsuro. I don't want to play Tsuro. Can we play this for the galaxy instead? In Tsuro, you place tiles, and you have a little guy, and he follows the path. You can only place a tile in front of your guy, so your decision making is very limited. And in general, your decisions are very limited because usually when you play this game, you're only playing with about 2 or 3 people, so the board is extremely empty and you almost never interact with other players. None of your decisions seem important and there's no stress. You just wander around aimlessly. Now, the game does support up to 8 players, but you're never going to play with 8 players. If you did play with 8 players, you'd probably only get about 2 or 3 turns, which is just stupid anyway. But can you imagine any situation where you could actually convince 8 people to play with you? Picture it's Thanksgiving, and you have all kinds of different people over. Old people, kids, everybody's there at dinner, talking about themselves, having a really great time eating, and then you wander in. And you've got this game, and you're like, "Oh, would you guys like to stop talking and learn this game that I want to force you to play?" That's never going to happen. That will never happen ever. You're going to play 2 or 3 player, and it's going to be boring and very meaningless to you. So meanwhile in Indigo, you play the tiles anywhere you want on the board, so there's tons of decisions. The goal of the game is to collect these gems and lead them to your gateways. Here's gateways. Those are gateways, those are gateways. I like to think that this game is about greed because there's these beautiful gems and they're worth points, and you want all of the points for yourself. You want to collect as many gems as you can, and you don't want your opponents to get any of the gems. If you're playing 3 or 4 player mode, then some of the gateways are shared, and then you have to make these decisions to work together and share the points, or you work extremely hard to get all the points for yourself. And it's fun and stressful to make those decisions. Simply leading the gems to your gateway won't work because it's easy for someone to redirect your gem by placing a path in the wrong direction. You will have to waste multiple turns to get the gem back on track in your gateway, to your gateway. You have to pay attention to the whole board in this game, and you have to plan tiles 2 or 3 steps ahead sometimes, and set traps for other players. It's a really stressful, thoughtful game, and it's very fun. So here we are, closing thoughts. I know that some people are going to rush to Tsuro's defense and say that it's a simple game and a beautiful game and meant to be relaxing. But if you want that, why don't we just play Candyland? Candyland is prettier and more relaxing, and you get more turns. And I think that in Indigo, when the game is finished, it has the most beautiful board ever, and I love that in a game. I love it when you finish a game and it looks epic and very pretty. Thank you.